Shalom, shalom. I want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? This brother Aliyah, New Wine Congregation of Israel, right? So prophecy being fulfilled in these last days. Waiting for the brother to hop in, go in, through the spirit. So until then, I'm going to start with some Bible precepts. Let me see my screen. Lucky. So boom, we can go to the classic precepts. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1 says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies." So a man, right, he gives his mind to the law, statutes, commandments, right? And you're gonna be occupied in them, and you're gonna be also meditating, right, on the scriptures. It says to seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. The ancients are all our mighty forefathers in the Bible. All those mighty prophets, mighty men of the Lord, those are the ancients, right? And they have a lot of wisdom in this book, right? And it says, and be occupied in prophecy. So prophecy is really a future event. We're gonna get like the definition of prophecy. Prophecy. Definition. Right. So it says prediction, forecast, prognostication, prognosis, divination, mostly harping on this word right here, prediction, forecast. So the Bible predicts a lot of things that's going to happen in the earth, right? There's a lot of predictions in the Bible. Like it predicted when the Israelites would be put in captivity by the Babylonians, right? It predicted the downfall of the Babylonians. It predicted that those Israelites that went into Egypt, how they would be how they would suffer, right? It predicted the coming of Yahweh Christ, right? It predicted so many things. Also, the Bible predicts that America is soon to be destroyed, right? It predicts the destruction of Babylon, America, right? That's also what it predicts. It predicts that the so-called white man and all the rest of the heathen, that they're going into slavery, right? That's what the Bible predicts. So, and there's more predictions that's in the Bible, right? So let's hop on some other things, some predictions that's being fulfilled in these last days, right? Let's go to it. Right. So, okay. All right, so we're gonna get this right here. Right. So the Bible predicted that one thing that's predicted that is that in last days there's gonna be a uprising in diseases, right? So you go to Matthew is good, so we're gonna try to see what happens. Let's see what it got in Luke. Right. We always go to Matthew, so let's see what Luke. See what it says. Right, so you go to Luke chapter 21 and go to verse 11. Right, let me make sure my screen is showing. Shalom, King. So make sure that the screen. So you go to Luke chapter 21, it says, and 21:11 says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence. Right, so it's saying in the last days that there are going to be great earthquakes in diverse places. I mean, there are going to be earthquakes in places over here, over there, over here, over there, right? It says going to be famines, right? So that's going to be a basic situation where it's going to be a lack of bread, lack of water, lack of even not only just the famine of that, but it's also going to be a famine of the word. That's also another prediction in the Bible, right? And then it says right here, the point, and pestilences, right? That covers the portion of disease, right? For those that don't know, they might say, well, how do you know this? We go to the blue letter, right? And it says here, that's getting into the definition of the word in the Greek, right? This is pestilence in the Greek, right? And it goes to the word
Strong's G 3061. Loimas. Loimas.
So it goes to the Greek word lomos, right? Lomos, right? And when you go to that translation, it says pestilent, a pestilent fellow, pest, plague, right? You go to Strong's definition right down here, lomos, of uncertain affinity, of plague, literally the disease, right? So it's correlating with the disease. So when you read Luke chapter 21, right? You go to Luke chapter 21, go back where we were just at, right? Okay, hold on. Let me kind of right here, right? So we go back to Luke. Hold on, give me one more click. Right. So you go back to Luke chapter 21. It says in great earthquakes, unless we can read up, we can read up to let's read up to so we can get the context. Because some people say, how do we know that? How do you know that it's talking about that? Let's go to Luke chapter 21 verse 7. All right, it says, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Right, and they're speaking of the end times. How do we know that? You go to Matthew, because this is the same account, but this is an account from Luke. But we go to Matthew chapter 24, it's the same account. Now it was written from Matthew's perspective, right? When you read it, and when you read Matthew chapter 24 verse 6, we go to verse 3, it says, and he sat upon the Mount Olives, right? The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming of the end of the world? So when you read Luke chapter 21, it's talking about the same thing. When it says, what do these things come to pass? It's talking about the sign of his coming in the end of the world. The same thing that's talking about in Luke chapter 21, right? So with that being said, also Mark has the same account too as in Mark chapter 13, right? So you go back to where we were just at, right? Gotta go to it again. So you go here, right? Go there, and we get back into it. It says developing 21 people in the U.S. infected with sloth fever. Right? It says more than 20 people returning to the U.S. from Cuba have been affected with the virus transmitted by bugs in recent months. Federal health officials said Tuesday they all had Oropouche virus disease, also known as sloth fever. None have died. There's no evidence of it spreading in the United States, but officials are warning U.S. doctors to be on the lookout for the infection of travelers coming from Cuba and South America. So in the last days, the reason why we harp on this because in these times, there are a lot of not just only this, the sloth fever is coming about. You have other different pestilence that's going on, right? You got the mpox, right? You got the sea thing, right? You got the bird flu. You got even the they mentioned something about they got a whole list. It's a whole list of different it's like more than like 10 different diseases that's hitting the earth right now. So that's prophecy being fulfilled in the last days where the Lord said there's going to be pestilence. The Lord is holding true, right? Let's get another precept. All right, I'm getting another precept. you know what I'm saying, on this. And then I'm gonna talk to the brother after this. But it's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, right? Let me get this. Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time," right? Because see that vision that that was being told to the disciples, right? It's for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So, just like that being said, right? We're now seeing this vision speak, right? We're seeing this vision come to fruition. We're seeing the pestilence. And it's only going to happen more and more and more, right? We're just seeing the beginning, but we're seeing it being fulfilled before our eyes, right? But you got it, King.
So I seen a whole lot of things too, man. There was a earthquake in El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? Then I seen something going on with the mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? They starting to carry diseases. And then I seen it was Red Lobster too. I think they were shutting down places too. But all praise to the Most High that they did shut down Red Lobster, because you ain't even supposed to be eating no dang lobster.
Right.
And then I seen something else interesting. It was a recall on deli meat too. There was a recall on it. Let me see what it was called. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. It was Boar's Head deli meat recall. At least 9 dead due to Listeria outbreak. So you got the dang deli meat, they ain't killing people now. You know? And that's all because of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because he said that, guess what? He was gonna play at this place. According to what's that, Second Esdras?
I wanted to just share that with the brothers and sisters, so they can know exactly what you're talking about.
That's it right there.
So it says, like brother said, right? It says, now 9 now dead in Lister outbreak linked to deli meat. So here you have another pestilence. Like we said, the Bible is fulfilling, the prophecy is being fulfilled right for your eyes. So we're seeing this right here. You know what I'm saying? You got 9 people dying. 9 people done died already. You know what I'm saying? Off of a disease linked to dang deli meat. So you got disease that's coming from mosquitoes, and you got diseases coming from deli meat, man. And the ones that come from deli meat killing people.
That's right.
Crazy, man.
And you see where's that happening? In Babylon the Great. You know what I mean? Because the Lord said he was gonna play at this place, man, for all the wickedness. It's the most wickedest kingdom ever on the face of the earth, man. Nobody can ever deny that. I'm gonna toss it back to you.
That's right. That's right. All right. Let me see. And I want to get a precept, you know what I'm saying, on that, you know. Get precept on that. Get some precept on that. I'm gonna hold it right here, so you kind of see the different just the different things that's going on with this boar's head thing, right? All the different things going on while I get this precept. Just to go into what you were saying about how Lord say he's going to play Babylon, you know. Just going to get a precept on that. Okay, hold on, let me see. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so just to relate that to the Bible though, so people can understand, like, you know, the Bible in all its entirety is cohesive. You know, the Bible in its entirety is cohesive. So you go into it just like how the Lord played Egypt, actual Egypt before, he's gonna play this spiritual Egypt as well, right? And America has many names, right? It's Egypt, you know what I'm saying? It's Syria, it's Babylon, it's so many things, right? So I want to get this precept to show, right, that the Lord said he's going to send plagues to this place. Let me see. See if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. But if I can't find it, I ain't worry about it. Yeah. Okay, right here. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 13. Right? Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 13. It says, for I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, right? As I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence. Now, this account when you're reading is going to also, Israel at the time of the Babylonian captivity. You had them, they was commanded to go into Babylon, but they wanted to do their own thing and go into Egypt, right? But this also is twofold for now. Said, Lord, he will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt as he has punished Jerusalem by sword, by famine, and by pestilence. Because just like that, it's also twofold for America, because America is modern day Egypt, right? And when it's talking about us going into that, we're going into the way spiritually of America, of America, right? Let's go to let's be another precept so we can link this up, right? Let's get another precept so we can link this up. You go to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8, right? It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where our Lord is crucified. So there's a place that's called spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt, right? And then when you go to Revelation chapter 18, right? So we're establishing that there's a place called spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom, right? That is America. And that's why we go to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Right now, that's not saying come out of her as in come like physically leave the place, as in leave it spiritually, as in separate yourself from this world. Separate yourself from the ways of Babylon, America, aka Egypt, and so forth and so forth. Right? So, with that being said, right, we go back to Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 13, right? Our people, they just like how Jeremiah was telling them not to go to Egypt. But we tell our people to separate themselves from Egypt, separate themselves from America, separate themselves from wicked land. Because just like how the Lord did Jerusalem, and He gonna do the same thing to this place too. Right now, it's just how He did Jerusalem, but how He did Egypt as well. Right? So it says, for I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by sword, by famine, and by pestilence. So sword, right? Which is going to be with that sword now symbolic missiles, guns, violence, right? Not just an actual sword, right? And it says famine, so people are going to starve, people are going to be hungry, we're going to be thirsty, right? And pestilence, and we're seeing the pestilence portion, right? But you got it, King.
That's right. So I'm gonna add on to how the Lord is plaguing this place, man. Because I think this was either yesterday or it was 2 earthquakes in North Carolina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that links up with prophecy, man, Matthew 24. How the Lord said it's gonna be earthquakes in diverse places, man. So yeah. Let me see, yeah, 2 earthquakes in North Carolina, man. So I found that real interesting because when people see stuff like that, like earthquakes, like one happened there, we gotta actually see that these are the exact same words Yahushua spoke, but the brother keeps bringing out, like he gives you context that it's like what's going to be the end of the world. All these things are signs of the end of the world. And we're not talking about, oh, the world's just going to just blow up. No, we're talking about the end of a society. Esau is falling every single day, whether people believe it or not. The white man's kingdom is falling every single day. And Jacob, Lord willing, you black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, if we have sincere faith and keep the Lord's commandments to the best of our abilities, we can be saved and be ruling, Lord willing. But guess what? All these things have to come to pass for Yahushua kingdom to come. Because if these things don't happen, how are we going to get to that kingdom? But I'm going to toss it back to the brother.
Con, and again, we're linking these things up. And we was just in Matthew, but we're gonna switch it up. We're going to go to Luke. You know what I'm saying? So that also this further goes into the cohesiveness of the Bible, right? Mark chapter 24, Matthew 24, Mark chapter 13, and Luke 21 is the same account, right? So when you go to Luke chapter 21, you go to 11, it says, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places," right? So when we go back to right here, right? So it says, we're just speaking on that about the earthquakes, right? In diverse places, earthquakes in diverse places, right? The United States Geological Survey said 2 earthquakes hit the North Carolina and Virginia border Wednesday morning, right? So you had 2 separate earthquakes hit the North Carolina area. So according to the USGS, the first earthquake hit 4.9 miles southeast of Sparta, North Carolina, at 12:34 a.m. and the magnitude was 2.2 and depth of 4 kilometers, right? And the other one was the second earthquake was reported at 10 a.m. 1.8 miles southeast of Sparta, and it had a magnitude of 2 and a depth of 7 kilometers, right? So just to back up, you know what I'm saying, with the sources that we got going on with the Bible as well, right? So let's go back to where we was at though. We was in Jeremiah, right? Hold on, let me go finish what I was. You know, it was something that I sent you too though. It was something I sent you a while. It was something I sent you on the Instagram.
Con, let me go back.
I think so, but before I get that, I want to get some more some more prophecies on you know what I'm saying, related to what we're talking about. Right. Let's go to here. Let's go to Joel chapter 3, verse 19, right? Because when we understand that again, that the other what we just wrote, we was bringing out in Revelation, Laban and Abe and things like that. You go to Joel 3:19. It says, "Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah." So when you look at this going on, right? America is spiritual Egypt, right? But it's also a habitation of Edom as well, right? Because Edom is the so-called white man, right? We know that this is his kingdom, right? And as you keep reading, it says, "Shall be desolate for the violence against the children of Judah." Who are the children of Judah, right? We, the Israelites, because they have shed innocent blood in their land, right? Now, so boom, this goes back to this precept right here in the law, right? Numbers chapter 30, I want to say it's 35. Right here, 35 and 33, right here. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So we got to understand, right? Blood justifies the land. So you got to imagine how much innocent blood has been shed on the so-called black man. How many innocent black people have been killed, right? So-called black people. How many innocent Hispanics has been killed? How many innocent Native Americans has been killed, right? How many? So with that being said, we already know when we go through the history, it's been millions of Native Americans have been enslaved by the so-called white man. Millions, right? And you had a city in South Georgia, right? In Cummins, Georgia, it's a place called Lake Lanier, where they basically put the whole city, a whole so-called black town underwater. Look it up. Put the whole city underwater. Now it's a lake, right? But the point is, we read this right here. Joel 3:19 says, Egypt shall be a desolation, Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So that means the Lord is going to destroy this place for the violence against the children of Judah. But that also goes back to this in Revelation as well, right? Just like I was just reading that in Joel chapter 3, verse 19, this shows the cohesiveness of the Bible, right? It says, reward her, Revelation 18:6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you. Who was the you? The you was talking about Israel, right? And double unto her according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So all the things that Babylon has done to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and they got to pay for it, right? And the Lord is going to make them pay for it. Not us, but the Lord. That's why the Lord said, reward her as she just rewarded you, right? Then you got to go to this. Go to Nahum, right? Nahum 1 and 2, right? It says, God is jealous and the Lord revenger and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversary. He reserved wrath for his enemies. So the Lord, he's going to send vengeance, right? But he's also going to use his people to do that. How do we know that? How do we know that the Lord's going to send his people to send vengeance upon the enemy, right? Or his enemies, right? There's a set time, right? There's a set time for everything, right? But there's a future prophecy that says that these things are going to happen. How do we know that? Go to Jeremiah. Let me get that real quick. Bear with me. Right here. I was in the right spot. I just had to keep going. But it says this. We go to Jeremiah 51:19. It says, for the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and in Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. So there's going to be a time period where the Lord is going to make the Israelites. Now, this is not talking about any just Israelite. This is going to the elect men, right? The remnant that's going to get saved, right? So it says, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, right? Now let's go and see, and we see how this links up as well with another prophecy, you go to Daniel chapter 2, right? Go to Daniel chapter 2. It says, Daniel chapter 2, verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left of people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. That's talking about the kingdom of the Israelites is going to break into the kingdoms, break into the kingdoms of all these nations that we see on the earth right now, right? So when you go back to Jeremiah, they link up. The same breaking pieces that's talking about in Daniel, that's the same breaking pieces that's talking about in Jeremiah 51. It's the same thing, right? So you go to this other precept right here. Now, you go to Jeremiah chapter 16, right? Jeremiah 16 and 16. It says, behold, I will send many fishers, right? Because that's why I say it's a time and place for everything, right? So right now, Lord said, I'm sending for a fisher. That's why you got men out on the highways and byways, men doing these things, because right now they're fishing, right? We're in fishing mode right now. We're trying to catch as many fish as we can, right? So and that's why it's through the spirit. Let's go to this so you can understand. We say, what do you mean? Like we're fishing? Let's go this. Let's go this. So we can link all this up. All right. So you go to Matthew chapter 4, verse 19. So we go to Matthew chapter 4, 19. It says this. And he said unto them, follow me, I will make you fishers of men. So Lord say, follow me, I will make you fishers of men. What is that talking about? That's going out. So that's going out to the disciples, going out to getting men, calling them, bidding them to the marriage, right? Teaching the gospel and all those things. That's what's talking about being fishers of men. So when you read Jeremiah 16, verse 16, that's going on right now. Right? Just like how the disciples out fishing for being fishers of men, you got men of the Lord doing the same thing now, moving in that same spirit. Right? And after, I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them every mountain and and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. What is that talking about? So it says that at one point in time he got fishers, right? That's now. But there's going to come a time when the elect men, right? They're going to become hunters, right? What does that link up with? That's when you go to Revelation, right? Chapter 6, when it says holes in rocks, right? Holes in the rocks. That's Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, right? And every bondman. But I want you to pay chiefly on these right quick, these top things. What have just recently all the top people, top nations was doing? Let's go into it. I'm gonna show you what they were doing and how this relates to the Bible. All this relates up. What Rick Ross just bought not too long ago. Right. Let's see. Right. Right. So boom. This right here. It says, you got it right here. It says real estate shopping for the apocalypse. So it says basically it's telling you that they have they're selling underground bunkers, right? They said for apocalypse. So these people, they know something is coming up. They know something is coming up, right? Hold on, let me see if I can close this, get this thing on my screen. I don't know how to get that off. But dang it, how can I get this crap off? So I want y'all to see this, but dang, Esau got this thing on here, man. I want to get it off. Well, I can't get it off, but I'm gonna show y'all. Just pay attention. So it says right here. It says real estate shopping for the apocalypse, right? And what you see here, you got a man. This like an underground bunker, right? Got a man down here. You know, he vacuum. He got his hazmat suit on, right? What did this come from? That's talking about the radiation from the bombs, right? So they know what's going on, right? So it says, when you buy your own personal bunker, your starter home can be your finisher home too, right? So it says 39% of Americans believe that we're living in end times and the market for underground hideouts is heating up, right? This article just came out 3 days ago. They know something is going on. But our people, the so-called black men, so-called Hispanic in America, they don't know what's going on, man. They don't know what's going on. Some of them do, but some of them occupied in sexy red. The next season, right? The next this, next that, and the bag, being a rapper, being an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Whatever other folly of this world, they worried about that, right? Instead of focus on like you said in Sirach chapter 39 and 1. Hey, man, got to give his mind to the meditation of the law, right? And the wisdom of the ancients, and be occupied in prophecy. So these last days, we need to try to be occupied ourselves in prophecy. Not worry about the vain things of the world, but anywho, let's get back to the point. So what we have is we have this increase, and like I said, they said it's heating up with these bunkers, right? So these bunkers, it's the same thing it's talking about in this right here. Right, it says in the kings of the earth, because right now it says the kings of the earth, because this is going into your different your elites, your different government officials, and it says the mighty men. That's going to your rich people, people that got, it's like I said, in the rich men, right? Your different celebrities, like they buy these under the ground. Hell, even down, what his name is. I want to say Mark Zuckerberg, he got an underground bunker as well, right? It says in every bondman, every free man, because you even got some Edomites. They got missile silos from the Cold War. They still got those things, right? And they kind of got it all set up, but they got food in there. They got all kind of things going on in there. But the point is, it says, and hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. So this dens in the rocks and the mountains is talking about the bunkers. It's talking about the bunkers. So you're gonna have these nations that's gonna be hiding in the bunkers, right? You're not nations, but you're gonna have these people that's gonna be hiding in the bunkers. And it said, to the mountains of the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Right? That's Yahweh Shai. Right? We understand that when he comes back, that when he comes back, that he's going to come back with wrath. Right? And so that's why that's when you go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16, it's talking about that he's going to send for hunters. Right? Now we keep reading, right? It says, for my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither iniquity hid from my eyes. And first, I recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. And this going to Israel, right? But it's also twofold as well, right? They have filled mine inheritance with carcasses, they're detestable and abominable things, right? And twofold, we are Jerusalem, right? We're Jerusalem through the Spirit, right? We're Jerusalem through the Spirit, and we've been defiled, right? There's so many things in America that can defile you, They got damn, like the brothers talking about, like damn Red Lobster song against this shut down. You know, you got the pork, you got the shrimp, crab, lobster, you got the drugs, you got the homosexuality. I mean, it's so much things that just goes on in Babylon that can defile you, right? So in this land, it's therefore twofold, for we've been defiled in this thing, right? But keep reading. It says, "O Lord, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge, in the day of my affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things. There is no profit, right? And shall a man make gods unto?" Well, no, that's good. That's good on that. That's good on that. So boom. But you got it, King, though.
Kind of mad on to what you're saying because like the brothers was bringing out, the elect men are gonna be hunting and fishing out these dang elites. You know, you'll be fool if you think you can hide from Yahushua. Yahushua knows what's going on all throughout the earth. He knows what's going on in every place. So if you think you smart enough to just go hide in a bunker with food and all sorts of things, even in the day of calamity, you don't know what can happen. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord, he's way smarter than us, man. So I'm gonna add on what the brother was talking about, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Right now, the men of the Lord's out there fishing. You know what I'm saying? Various camps. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all brothers that's laboring sincerely, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the brothers out there prophesying, man. And let me get this real quick. This go to Matthew chapter 12, not 12, chapter 19, verse 28. And then I'm gonna go down from 28 to 29, man, because we gotta understand that all these men of the Lord throughout the scriptures, they back on earth through regeneration. You know what I'm saying? We understand that not reincarnation where people think that you're just gonna die and come back as a plant. Nah, we're talking about regeneration. You know what I'm saying? The spirit lives, but we're alone in this body. You know what I'm saying? Because like we say all the time, we don't know who we are through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's gonna talk about this. Even Yahushua understood that, man. Because there was many holy prophets, apostles, disciples, men of the Lord throughout all the scriptures that's back on the earth now, man. That's gonna consist of the elect, the governing body that's coming up real soon. And yeah, Matthew 19, verse 28.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahweh said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So even Yahushua even understood that regeneration. So Lord willing, this time whoever we are through the regeneration, like we say, Ezekiel's back on the earth. Daniel's back on earth. Jeremiah. You got the apostles that walk with the disciples that walk with Christ. The apostles like Apostle Paul. You got men of the Lord throughout the scriptures like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're back on the earth. Let's see. Let's keep going. Job. You had all these different types of men throughout the scriptures, man, back on the earth. And Lord willing, through regeneration, Lord willing, we're the hopeful elect that we're gonna be ruling with Yahushua. Can you give me the next verse?
Come. And it says, and everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
So the Lord says, basically, anybody that forsake their brethren, sisters, or father or mother, wife or children, because we know, your family, you know what I'm saying, they bugging out. You know, they call it a cult, they call it a hate group. You know, shout out to the brother Obadiah. I think he pulled Acts 24 verse, I think, was it 13 or 14 in the NLT where it says
Yeah, what you talking about?
what they call heresy.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled that in the NLT and it actually says cult, C-U-L-T. That's what they say we're in now. So when they looking at us crazy, saying, "Oh, you're in a cult," this is the exact same thing Paul was in. Who y'all claim like y'all love and go to his epistles all the time. Yeah, you got that in NLT?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, read that for me, King.
Book of Acts, chapter 24, verse 14. But I admit that I fall the way which they call a cult. I worship the God of our ancestors, and I firmly believe the Jewish law and everything written in the prophets.
So even Brother Paul, who y'all love going to, he said, yes, that what they call a cult, he's worshiping the God of his forefathers. So they're saying the exact same thing about us. So you got to understand that when you're forsaking all these things like brethren, sisters, father, mother, you're understanding that you're trying to follow the Lord. And that Lord willing, you're gonna receive 100-fold in the kingdom. You know, the Lord gave brothers different talents. Some brothers might got more talents than the other brother, or the Lord Almighty gave you more talents than another brother. But you need to be trying your best every single day, to be putting in as much brick as you can for the Lord, man. I'll talk so bad to you.
So when I say I gotta head to the plantation, man. So we're gonna get ready to close this thing out, man. We can get some closing precepts, but Lord willing, that was edifying. Now, you know, we started off going into the different like, you know, the different prophecy that was being fulfilled in these last days. You know what I'm saying? But also we end up determining going to like different prophecy that's going to play out in the future though. So all praise the Most High where it went. You know what I'm saying? And you brought out a good point. You know what I mean? Like this is like the men of old. They on this earth right now. We don't know who they is. You know what I'm saying? But that time is coming. You know what I'm saying? With those, like I said, that's another future prophecy. That's a future prophecy right there within itself. It says with the 12, and they gonna be judging the nations of Israel.
That's right.
But you got a closing precept.
Yeah, let me matter of fact, let me look it up real quick. Let me see what I can. I think it's in Matthew.
I'm gonna get mine.
Okay.
You look for yours, I'm gonna get mine.
Okay, con.
All right, this I'm gonna read this in the NIV. This Psalm 50 and 22. Consider this, you who forget God, or I will tear you to pieces with no one to rescue you. So consider this, man. We cannot forget Yahweh Shai. We cannot forget lost statute commandments. We cannot forget prophecy, right? We cannot forget none of this thing. We cannot forget Yahweh Shai. We can't forget to repent. We forget the Lord. He said, I will tear you to pieces with no one to rescue you. So you don't want to be torn to pieces by the Lord, and He will literally do it. But you got it, King.
Con, let me see. This is a precept. Let me see if this precept. Let's see. Yeah, let me get Matthew 8, verse 11. I think this is it, but it could be another one.
Matthew 8 and 11. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
So the Lord's gonna gather together a remnant of people, starting off with the house of David, the elect, the chosen men, and the remnant is gonna do what? Read that again.
And he said to you that many shall come from the east and west and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
So Lord willing, I want to see my forefathers. You gotta think about it. We're gonna finally see our forefathers. They back on the earth, but to actually finally meet them, actually sit down and eat with them, eat with Yahweh Shai. You gotta think about this. In the regeneration, he said when the Son of Man is gonna sit on his throne, you Israelites gonna be sitting there judging the 12 tribes of Israel, man. So I would hope anybody would want to sit down with their forefathers and the King himself. I'm not talking about the images that we see like we try our best to get what Yahushua would have looked like, but to actually sit down with the King himself, with our righteous forefathers, you know what I'm saying, eating, drinking, actually not worried about the kingdom getting taken away no more. Man, we gotta put our minds to things above, man. I'm tossing back to the brother. All praise to the Most High.
That's right though. You know what I'm saying? That's right. So man, Lord willing, again, that was edifying through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And we encourage brothers and sisters to continue to watch the prophecy, different prophecies that is going down, right? And continue to pray and be diligent and be on fire in these last days. And with that, man, I say shalom, brother Aliyah,
brother Nehemiah,
right? And Kwame Ashala.
Kwame Yasharal.